Welcome back, travelers, to another fruit-tastic video. In today's video, we are going to be discussing this fruit. This is called Guanabana in Peru. Before I tell you more about Guanabana, I want to mention that after finishing this video on Sanki, if you haven't yet seen that video on Sanki, I'll put it up here for you to go watch later. But after finishing up my video on Sanki and doing some research on Guanabana for this video, I started feeling really weird, really funky. I'm really sensitive to how things affect my body because I have been basically on a journey of purifying my body since 2014. And in 2015, I stopped eating meat and I use natural products as often as possible on my body, on my skin, etc. So I'm really hypersensitive to things, and I started feeling a funny feeling here in the top of my head. I wouldn't say lightheadedness, but it felt really weird. All of that to say that I exercise caution with this fruit, and maybe you can only have half of this or one, and that's all you can really eat. Everyone's bodies are different, so this is just how it affected my body. I'm not sure if from a spiritual standpoint, this is just a really high vibrating fruit or what, but one time years ago when I did a retreat in Mexico, and long story short there, my client wanted coffee and there was a pot of coffee made there, so I was like, oh, I'll have a cup of coffee because I never drink coffee, but I was like, okay, like whatever, it's already made, so let me just have a little bit. I took a little sip and literally within seconds I felt my crown chakra, like the energy around the top of my head, like spinning, like it was crazy, and I was like, oh, I don't think I'm supposed to drink this. Like, I don't think I should drink this because for the work I'm doing right now, I don't think this is going to help. So I need to not have any more. And I had like a kind of similar feeling when eating Sanki. I felt stuff, I don't know, weird stuff around my head. And I was like, oh, I don't know if this is good or not. So I'm just letting y'all know, if you're sensitive or maybe if you're a spiritual person, see how this affects your chakras and what happens. Okay, moving on to today's video. This is Guanabana. It kind of looks like a dragon's egg. It has these little like spiky things. Hold on, focus camera, focus. And this is a little tiny one because let me tell you, food in Peru is gigantic. Like, we have gigantic corn, gigantic potatoes, gigantic fruits, gigantic everything. The only thing that isn't gigantic are us, the people. We are not the tallest people, even though I have a lot of tall people in my family. I think on average, most men are probably like 5'7", if that might even be a little tall, actually. You'll have people go from like 5 feet to like maybe 5'7", 5'8" usually here. So yeah, I don't know what gets put into the food, what the Pachamama be transmitting to the fruits and the vegetables, but Pachamama needs to transmit to us that growth hormone so we can be taller. Guanabana is not to be mistaken with my beloved chirimoya, okay? If you have not seen my video on chirimoya, I'll put it up here. It's a super old video, but I love chirimoya. And one time I had Guanabana years ago and I did not like it. And I am not sure if I will like this today, but we're gonna make this video today so that you can try Guanabana when you come to Peru. Guanabana in English is known as Soursop. I don't know where that name came from, but this is a term that you can find this under, and if you're from the US, you can find this in the US, probably around Florida is where you can find this fruit. Again, I'm not sure if the flavor will be the same because I feel like the soil from every country has a unique energy, and also like how you grow the fruits and vegetables, all of that affects the unique flavor that the fruits and vegetables have. So try Guanabana wherever you're at, and then when you come to Peru, try it here and see if there's a difference. After conducting my research, I see that you can do a lot of things with Guanabana. You can make ice cream, you can make jello flavored Guanabana, you can make cakes, you can make this Peruvian dessert here called champu. You can make a sweet filling that you can put in your cakes. You know, like how some cakes, they have like a little layer of like fruit or whatever. You can do that for your cake. The possibilities are endless with Guanabana. You can do so much. Just be creative and make something with it because it'll probably be good for whatever it is that you're trying to make. And then of course there's also juices or smoothies that you can make with Guanabana, and you can also make tea from the leaves of the Guanabana. As far as medicinal and nutritional information that I can share with you on Guanabana, According to my research here, it says that you can take the seeds from this Guanabana fruit and then like crush them to make a poultice to fight against lice. Who would have known that this is good for getting rid of those lice on people's heads? According to traditional herbal medicine, the fruits and leaves of the tree that this fruit comes from are used to relieve digestive ailments, including diarrhea, as well as any pain, hypertension, inflammation, fever, coughs, and asthma, among so many other things. Like, this is a super potent medicinal fruit and tree. The tea made from the leaves have been reported to have a soothing and calming effect on people and have been highly effective against insomnia, but it's cautioned not to give the tea to small children. Now, the fruit is generally suitable for anyone. You can probably eat this fruit and not have any problems or issues with it. Just consume it in moderation, like with anything else. So I would just recommend like one, and I think this is a pretty big size for a person. But we do have Guanabanas that are like ginormous. So, but this size I think is pretty good for anyone to just eat, no problem. Guanabana goes by other names such as graviola, custard apple, Brazilian pawpaw. If you have this fruit available in your country and it has a different name, be sure to let me know down in the comments below. This fruit and the plant overall is so potent that it has antibacterial, antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory properties, and is even believed to even be able to cure cancers. But that said, people, I am no doctor. Do your own independent research. I am not recommending anyone to treat their illnesses by eating this fruit or the things that come from this tree. Curing myself naturally by consuming this fruit and the things that come from this tree is something that I would personally do for myself because I am a little hippie and a holistic health freak. But that's me, okay? You do you. Disclaimer, okay? I'm gonna read you the stuff that I have here from this webpage of the University of Texas in El Paso. Okay, it says here, some studies have shown that the plant's active ingredients possess antioxidant, anti-cancer, anti-convulsant, anti-arthritic, anti-parasitic, anti-malarial, liver protective, and anti-diabetic effects. Graviola or soursop or Guanabana extract has shown promising potential for treating gastric ulcers. So this fruit and this tree or plant overall is amazing. And now I believe I have presented enough information and it's time to eat this fruit. I will be back. I'm gonna go wash this and come back. The fruit has been washed and now it's time to cut this baby open. It's not that hard to cut through. I think it's a lot easier to cut through than the sanki was. So here we go. This is what it looks like on the inside. Do you see it? I'm trying to get out the frame so you can see it. Let me tell you why I didn't like this fruit back in the day when I tried it. Because when I first ate this fruit, the insides looked like chirimoya, but it didn't taste like chirimoya in the sense of, well, the flavor is a little bit different for sure, but the insides of the fruit that I had was like really fibrous. Like it was like I had cotton, you know, like the fibers of cotton or whatever, and I couldn't really chew it to like, you know, swallow it. And I was like, what is this trash? Like, I don't like this, because I would pull it out. So it just kind of felt like sweetened flavored cotton, and I didn't like it. So anyway, oh, I gotta describe the smell. It definitely don't smell like chirimoya. It smells similar though. I don't know how to describe it. These are what its seeds look like. Can you see? It's like the chirimoya seeds. And again, it's fibrous. See? I don't know how to describe it. I'm gonna do my best to show you the fibers. All right, hold on. Zoom. If y'all could see the setup I had to do to try to show you this, my goodness. Do you see that? Do you see these fibers? That's what I'm talking about. I don't like it. Like, you can even see, oh, where is it? Right here on the side. You see those little fibers sticking out? Ugh. Anyway, I had to like take my ring light out and put it over there and everything so y'all could see this. Oh, the things I go through to try to make decent videos on YouTube. Okay, I'm a still baby video editor. I do my best. This is a little sour for me. It's not as sweet as a chirimoya. Chirimoya is delicious. It's so sweet. It's tangy. It's like a tangy with a pinch of sour. It's not sweet enough for me, and y'all know I love sweet things. I don't like it. Not a fan. I hate how, like, every time I've done research or seen things about Guanabana on the internet or whatever, they always describe, like, the rich, creamy texture. But I'm like, what rich, creamy texture? There's, like, a lot of fiber here. Like, it's insane. Like, do you see all those fibers? Look at those fibers. I don't like it. I mean, the taste is not bad, but it's like a mildly sweet but tangy, sour, tropically flavor to it with a lot of fiber. So it's kind of like you're munching on like a cotton ball, like a sweetened cotton ball with like the tangy flavor sourness to it. And you're just like munching on it, but then it's like a ball of cotton and you're like, come on now, like dissolve or something. But it's not like cotton candy. It don't dissolve. And you just kind of eventually have to swallow it. And I don't like this because I'm not about that life. Like, even when I pull it out, it's like so stuck to the things, like, ugh, it's so sour. So I personally don't like this fruit in the fruit form. I think that this would be a good fruit for all other purposes, like sweets, desserts, whatever you want to make with this. I think I'm going to take the seeds out, take the pulp out or whatever, and put the seedless pulp in the blender, and then put my sanki from my last video in that blender as well. Blend this stuff up and make a juice, because I think this is the only way that I can consume this fruit is juice or something where some of the fiber is broken up some more. Because I can't eat like this. Like, you can see the strings already. Look at it. Hold on. Look at the strings. Look at this fiber. It's fibrous. And I'm not a fan. I don't know how much more clear I can make this. Anyway, people, back to what I said about inflation at the start of my last video on sanki. This one guanabana, okay, this one fruit, like the size of my little hand here, it was $5.40. 5 soles 40. I don't know if it's not in season or if that's just the price right now because of inflation. I have no idea. But that was $5.40. And then I think the sanki was 8 soles the kilo. So I think that one was $2.30. Because what's his face didn't write down the fruits next to it. But I think it was $2.30. So that's more or less what it cost. I hope that you have enjoyed this chaotic video. All my videos are chaotic and I am here for it. I am a chaotic ball of joy. That is who I am as an Aquarius. And anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know if you have tried Guanabana before, if Guanabana exists in your country, what other names it goes by, if you've tried it here in Peru, just anything you want to share with me in the comments below. I'm happy to connect with you and to stay in touch with me on social media. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok as Evolving with Stef. My social media handles will be in the description of this video. To watch all my other videos on all the different fruits that you can try here in Peru, I will link up my playlist up here so that you can go check that out right now. Last but not least, stay curious, keep exploring, keep traveling, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.